Hi there guys, lovely to be with you all again today. It's Thursday the 19th of April, getting near the end of the week. You'll be looking forward to the weekend. Hope you've had a good week. Some of you have been back at school, hope that's gone well. Saw a lovely art project yesterday, one of the girls looking smashing. Really pleased for you. Some of you have been to interviews for jobs. Some of you have got a new job. I was reading that this morning. That's really, really great. Some of you have sick children and you've been up all night. I'm just thinking of you, praying for you. You mums, it's hard when the children are down. You don't get much sleep. Just thinking of you all. Give you all a big hug. Hope your week, the rest of the week, goes a wee bit better. If you've been struggling, hope the weekend is a bit brighter. It's a wee bit duller today in Motherwell, but we keep up our smiles on our faces and cheer each other up. Thanks for all your wee comments. Thanks for your wee messages of love. Thanks to those of you who waved to us yesterday in Bells Hill around 4 o'clock, quite a number of you. That's always good to get a wee shout and a wee wave when you see us in the Jesus car. Let us know if you see us round about. It's always good to know where you've been and when you've seen us. We're looking at the Song of Songs again today, that romantic poem, or a love song if you like, written by King Solomon, and we had it yesterday. It's a real love story. It's so full of passion and it's very descriptive too, and it's a marvellous thing, talking about love, real love, with all its passion and with all its feelings and with all its emotions, and it's a tremendous little 8 chapters, this little poem, and it's about the bridegroom and the bride and the expression of that love romantically, and it's really, really a lovely piece of literature even, if you like. But we're looking today at what the bride says about her lover, and it's a picture, of course, of the Christian and Jesus. What you and I think about Jesus is very, very important. I wonder what you think of him today. I wonder, is he very, very special? I wonder, do you love him with all your heart? You know, when you fall in love, when a girl, a lady, a woman falls in love, she wants everybody to know how wonderful her boyfriend or her partner or her husband really is. And she just talks about it, and sometimes you just want her to shut up, you know. She mentions his name 20 or 30 times in maybe half an hour, and you have to hear everything about it, and you get a wee bit fed up at times. But you know, when we're in love, it shows and it just comes out. We can't keep it in, and you know, this is what it's like in the Song of Songs here. She is so in love with the king that she can't keep it in. She can't keep it to herself. She just talks about him, you know, and she describes him in every little detail. And you might have a friend like that who is always describing her new boyfriend and all the reams and reams of stuff that she writes about him on Facebook. And sometimes you think, oh, why do I have to read all this, you know? But it's because she's in love, and she's just so full of it. And here she describes in the Song of Songs, she says, he's 1 in a million. This is my man. Ladies, she's saying, guys, this is my man. I want you to know about him. He's 1 in a million, you know. It says in some translations he's the chiefest among 10,000, but we would say he's 1 in a million. There's nobody like him. And then she describes him, you know, from his hair. His hair is black and curly, and she describes his eyes, you know, how soft they are and how romantic. And then she talks about his face, his cheeks, his beard. Of course, it was traditional in those days that the men were bearded. And she describes, you know, his muscles, his strength, how tall he is, how protective, how his voice, how reassuring it is. He protects me, and then he smells so nice with all the masculine smells, the cedar wood, if you like, the scent of the man, his aftershave, so deliciously good. And she just describes him in every little detail, and she's just going through it in her mind and in her heart, and she's just talking about it and going, we would say, really over the top. But love, when you love someone, you do go over the top. And then she goes on to say at the end of it, she says, everything about him delights me and thrills me. That's chapter 5 and verse 16. And another translation says, he is altogether lovely. I love everything about him. In total, he is just the best. And guys, girls, she's saying, this is my man. And we want to think about Jesus, and I want to think about Jesus today, and I want to tell you that everything about him delights me and thrills me. I've known him for nearly 40 years, and I'm getting to know him more and more as I read the Bible, as I pray, as I go through life's experiences. And as I think about Jesus, as I think about him, not so much physically, but I've got to think about him physically, because that lovely face, I just sometimes imagine it, and that face that they beat it, they punched it, that lovely brow was crowned with thorns, the lovely hands that healed the sick, that raised the dead with the nail wounds in them from the marks of the cross, the lovely feet. He went about doing good and healing everyone oppressed by the devil, for God was with him. And he walked up and down the roads of Judea and Galilee and Samaria, bringing peace and good news of the love of God, of the forgiveness of God. What did they do with those lovely feet? They nailed them. They nailed him to the cross. That lovely body, and that lovely back was beaten with the whips, and his precious blood, every drop, was poured out on the cross for my sins. And so I've got to think of Jesus physically. His beauty, that physical beauty. He must have been tall and strong and beautiful eyes and a lovely way with him that even the little children came to him, sat on his lap, and the outcast, the leper, the poor woman, the prostitute, they came to hear him. They came for his forgiveness. They came to anoint his feet. Such was his winsomeness, such was his loveliness. And to hear his words, the crowds came to hear the beautiful words, the gracious words that proceeded from his lips. And even his enemies had to say, never a man spoke like this man. His words were just so heavenly and so full of love. And so we think of Jesus in all his physical beauties, but we think of Jesus in all his glorious beauties. He was with his Father in heaven before the world was made. Must have been so beautiful, must have been so stunning. We've got descriptions of him, in heaven, in glory on the throne with all the beauties of the jewels and the lights and the voices of the angels and the worship of the cherubim and the living creatures and all the praise of heaven. Stunning beauty. One day we're going to see him in all his beauty. He wants us to be with him where he is. He's going to take us to be with him. We're going to be changed to be like him. We're going to be made beautiful, eternally beautiful, in a new body that never grows old or sick or ages or dies. And we're going to enjoy him and be with him in the glory and the beauty forever and forever. And he loves me today. Why I love Jesus? Because he loved me. He came from heaven. He died for me. He rose again. He's with me every day. He answers my prayers. And he comforts me. And he encourages me when I'm down. And he takes me through the pain sometimes and the difficulties. He tells me I went through pain too. I know what it's like. Just trust me and I will bring you through. Hey guys, today, this is my man. His name is Jesus. And I want you to get to know him and get to love him because he knows you and he loves you. And he wants you to come to him. If you've never come to him today, I just pray that you'll see him, that you'll get a glimpse of him, a vision of him, that you'll see his beauty, that you'll see his love, that you'll see his dying for you on the cross, that you'll see him in all his glory, risen from the dead, and that you'll come to him and put your trust in him. And he says, whoever comes to me, I'll never drive them away. And remember a wee verse that we had the other day. He who has the Son has life. God so loved the world, he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, shall not go to hell, but have everlasting life. Your choice, guys. Jesus or not, I trust that you'll take him. Thanks for watching today. Thanks for being with us. Trixie and I love you. Give you a big hug. And see you all being well tomorrow. Bye for now.